wisdom,
prudentia,
justice,
justitia,
temperance,
temperantia,
courage.
fortitudo.
Applying ancient philosophy to modern life, this is the Sunday Stoic.
Welcome to the Sunday Stoic Podcast. This is Steve coming to you from beautiful Central Ohio. For those of you who are longtime listeners of the show, you know that I used to podcast on a regular basis, and I was a college teacher, and now I'm moved to Ohio and started the podcast back up again, and I've been co-hosting with Dan. I gave Dan the week off today, so it's just me, solo again. But things have been challenging. I've taken a new job, and it's teaching high school, which is a completely different animal than teaching college, and it keeps me swamped. I'm trying to get certifications, and I'm trying to keep up with lesson plans and all these things. And it makes it difficult to, A, podcast, but also, B, actually practice philosophy. So I try to just do little bite-sized bits of practice throughout my day. I don't have a big formal morning practice. I barely get out of bed, get dressed, and hit the road. I'm on the road well before the sun's up every day. And I'm not a morning person, so I don't have a strong morning routine, and half the time I fall asleep on the couch in the evenings. I don't have a strong evening routine, but here or there I try to apply my philosophy to remind myself of what it is, to help me to maintain equanimity, to remember what's important, to live well. That's the whole point of philosophy, is to live well enough so that way if we find out that now is the end, or maybe in 100 years we find out that our time has come to an end, we can accept it and say, well, I did well with what I had. So this week I'm going to focus on the concept of memento mori, a topic which we should and will return to again and again in our practice and perhaps on the podcast as well. But this idea of remembering death, it sounds depressing, it sounds terrible, but it's actually incredibly important. You know that my motto on the podcast is carpe diem, and you can think of it like a memento mori ergo carpe diem, which is sort of like remember you're going to die, therefore seize the day, right? Take advantage of what time you have, because you don't know when the clock will stop ticking. The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, Book 4, number 17. Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to throw away. Death stands at your elbow. Be good for something while you live, and it is in your power. The Enchiridion of Epictetus, Book 21. Let death and exile, and all other things which appear terrible, be daily before your eyes, but death chiefly, and you will never entertain an abject thought, nor too eagerly covet anything. Moral Letters to Lucilius by Seneca, number 101. Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. So don't act like you're going to live for 10,000 years. You're not. The clock is ticking. One thing I've realized this summer is how fast it's ticking. Just so many acquaintances have passed away, one after another, since summer began, and now it's coming to an end, and hopefully the string of deaths will slow down, but it was intense. There were people I saw at one funeral who then died, and I had to attend their funeral. And it just happened over and over again. We don't know how long we have. And when we postpone things, I'll do that someday, then we may never get to it. Epictetus reminds us to keep death in our mind, so a bit of a meditation or a daily habit of remembering. It's kind of like the idea of premeditatio malorum, thinking of evils to come, so that way they don't hurt us bad when they do come. But death is almost a little different. It reminds us to live now. It's not just so we're ready for death, it's so we're ready to live. So we have a drive to do things, to live. And as Seneca likes to say, we should treat each day as a complete life and live it to the fullest. And then at the end of the day, be okay if it's your last, because you knew you lived well today. These are all ways to approach this idea. But what I think we need to avoid, at least from my angle, and this may be different for you, maybe if you're an entrepreneur, this may not ring true, but a lot of people seem to be obsessed with productivity, and so they're using memento mori as a way to drive themselves into more and more production, to get things done that they think they need to get done. I think we should focus on the things that would be deathbed regrets if we didn't get done. If I don't get some papers graded, or if I postpone doing a lesson plan in order to spend time with my family, that's the important stuff to me. Read to your kid because you could die tomorrow. Go on that hike with your wife because you could be dead tomorrow. Play fetch with your dog because you could be dead tomorrow. Read that philosophical book to help you deal with trouble because trouble could come tomorrow, up to and including death. So we should remember to prioritize our lives. Take time to figure out what your values are. What are the things that you would regret not doing? Prioritize. Put the things that are important first whenever possible. And try to do some of them. Don't put everything off. Tomorrow may well never come. So take the advice of the Stoics. Don't pretend you're going to live for 10,000 years. Figure out what's important to you. And don't say, well, one day I'm going to do this. Say, well, this is important to me, so I'm going to do it in the next few weeks or the next 6 months. Or if it's something more pressing, like reading your kid a story when you're tired in the evening, you might say, well, I won't read to them. But what if you're like, well, what if I die in my sleep tonight? I sure would have liked to have read to my son the last day I had on earth, right? And at the same time, treat each day as a full life. Arise early if you can. Put things in order. Do the things that need to be done. And focus on what is important. So that way when you lay down at night, you know it was a life well lived. It was a day well lived. It may not be your last day. It may be your last day. But that day was well spent, well lived. And that day can be a model for the rest of your life. Good luck. We're all in this together. And don't forget, carpe diem. Thank you for listening to the Sunday Stoic Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. The more you share and like and post these episodes to social media, the more listeners we'll get and the longer the podcast can go. If you have any questions, comments, or want to just give us encouragement to keep on going, email us at sundaystoic@gmail.com.